Hello and welcome once again to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, Yummy the Ferret, aka Yummy, aka DJ Yummy. Today I have a very popular and quickly growing live streamer with me today, and he goes by the name MazTech Gaming. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, what's going on, Yummy? How you doing today?
Oh, not too bad at all. How's yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
All of Maz's links will be down in the description below, of course. His Twitter, and his YouTube page. How's your day going today, Maz?
So far, so good. It's always busy nowadays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. I thought you were going to say more there. My bad.
Sorry.
It's okay. Man, I thought we would never get to talking with each other after today's Discord, what do you call it?
Debacle?
Yeah, debacle.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. I'm glad that we got it to work, though, in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Skype. I don't know what's going on with the world. I don't know anything anymore. It's all crazy, I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
So, Maz, I just wanted to let you know that you would have been the first interview that I did with the Blue Yeti, but since we had some issues in the first recording of it, this is not the first interview, but I will, in my heart, it is the first interview with the Blue Yeti, so...
Okay, sounds good, man. No problem.
So I hope that the sound quality is pretty good, and I was just wondering, what is the setup like over at MazTech HQ?
In terms of what I use to stream, like the equipment that I use?
Yeah.
So I actually also have a Blue Yeti with a nice pop filter to it. And then I run, I've been playing lately, been streaming through my PlayStation 4 with an Elgato capture card through my computer for a nice overlay and some scene transitions and whatnot. Really just trying to make my streams more of a show than just, hey, how you doing, gameplay, and being done. So I have got two 27-inch curved monitors, and my PC is actually an Alienware Aurora R6 with a really nice graphics card. So it's been a really cool experience with the equipment that I have. It's been smooth. And then, of course, I use OBS as my encoder for my streams.
Sounds like a damn nice setup, I tell you what.
It's a very nice setup, absolutely.
How are those curved monitors? I hear they're better for the eyes or something like that?
They're really, really good. They are better for the eyes, but they also have TVs that are curved that I hear are not so popular because you have to be sitting directly in front of your TV with one of those curved monitors.
Right.
But it works out really well as a monitor for a computer because you're directly in front of it anyway. So that works out really well. A lot easier on the eyes. It can go up to 4K, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I've been fiddling around with the Elgato myself on the PlayStation, and I think I might start using it maybe sometimes next week or the week after that. I'm not sure yet, but still working out some kinks. I think it's because I'm having some trouble because my laptop is also the gerbils are also running it at full capacity, so I might need to.
I love it.
Yeah, I might need to upgrade my software. And people
don't ferrets eat gerbils? I don't know.
I was just about to say, most people ask, why gerbils inside your computer? Why not ferrets? Well, it's because, like, I'm not going to enslave my own race. Like, that's not what I'm going to do.
It's nice.
But yeah, Alienware, that's freaking awesome. I hear good things about that equipment.
Oh, yeah. It's, when they first came out, they were massively, offensively overpriced. But when they were purchased by Dell, they kept the same quality and brought the price point down to more affordable. Like this computer that I have here is under $2,000, but it could have been, 5 years ago, it could have been a $5,000 computer just because of the name. But because it's owned by Dell, it's their top of the line brand for Dell. They brought that price point down considerably, which was nice.
That's awesome. So we have a question from the one and only Superbrid. He asks,
Superbrid.
Shout out to Superbrid.
Absolutely.
He asks, have you done anything similar to streaming or videos prior to your current channel?
No. And yes and no. Let's just say that because before I started my channel in November of 2017, I had never touched a piece of video editing software or done videos or even live streams or anything like that. But when I got started when I decided to live stream, it came a little bit more naturally to me than most, because with my professional career, I'm actually in sales management. And my job, part of my job is to be up in front of a group of people and educating people and talking to people and meeting brand new people and maybe even talking to groups of clients at once, 30, 40, 50 people in a room up and doing a seminar. So when it comes to live streaming, it just came naturally because I'm used to speaking to large groups of people, and it's been really, really successful so far. And the most part is I've had fun with it for sure. So yeah, but to answer your question, I mean, I've got like similar experience to it, but when it comes to video editing and streaming, this is my first go at it for sure.
Well, that's awesome. In the world of sales you said you were a sales manager?
Yes.
Do you have any perks that go along with that? Like, do you ever get any, like, fancy dinners or anything like that with that?
Unfortunately, no. The firm that I work for has a very tight belt, so we can expense if it's a really, really special client, we can expense dinners and stuff like that. But there's no petty cash for us.
That's too bad.
No perks.
So you also have done a few tutorial videos as well, which are very easy to watch, easy to follow. Is the salesman training kind of work with that too?
Oh, absolutely. What I've always done in the past when I'm training a group of professionals is it's really focused on like PowerPoint and different types of slides and putting together transitions and animations inside that. So in order for you to do a engaging tutorial that people don't stray away from before it's over, you have to have it somewhat engaging. So I just applied, once I learned how to use Adobe Premiere, which is the video editing software that I use, once I really learned how to use that, like the fundamentals and whatnot, it was easy to start putting transitions in it and adding music and doing zooms and different types of things, because it helps you, it helps keep the viewer engaged. And I try to, as I call it in my professional world, I call it doing a Sesame Street on people, because I sell Google AdWords, search engine optimization, and everything like that. So when you're trying to pitch that to a client, the ins and outs of it, getting into the weeds, that's a sale killer right there. If you can break it down so they can understand it better, and that's not an insult to anybody, it's just I'm the same way.
Right.
But if you can break it down for somebody to understand it better, then they're more likely to apply it, and they're more likely to come back and watch other tutorials. When I'm learning something new, like for one thing I'm looking at is like Bitcoins and stuff like that. I don't know the first thing about it, and I have not found a very easy tutorial about that yet. It's all over my head at this point, and I can't be bothered with it. But if somebody could dumb that down for me, then I might look a little bit more into it. But I just need to learn the basics first and then work our way up to the advanced information.
That's awesome. You can use the real life job that you have to kind of help with the second job you have right now, which is streaming on YouTube.
It's definitely been tremendously helpful.
So you passed over your 1,000 subscriber hurdle not too long ago, and I'm guessing by the time that this podcast is uploaded, you're probably going to be on to like your 1,500th subscriber. What has been the most difficult hurdle to get over with the subscriber count?
That's a really tough question, Yemi. Because I'll be honest with you, I've been using I've been marketing as like the road to 500, the road to 600, the road to 700, and that kind of helps me stay focused. So I haven't noticed any hurdles so far or roadblocks. I have to, in order to really effectively answer that question, I have to go back to when I wasn't streaming, when I was doing just plain pre-recorded videos. So it took me 2.5 months to get my first 100 subscribers, which was really difficult. And then it took me another month to get to 200. But when I started streaming, the subscribers started coming. Now, I've been exceptionally lucky with that because it looks like that YouTube is recommending my streams right now.
That's awesome.
So that's been really a luxury that I don't know how to duplicate. I'm afraid to lose it. So, but right now I haven't had any issues getting subscribers because I'm not in a rush to get them.
Right.
I'm just having fun.
Hey, that's really what the point of YouTube really should be. It's just you have fun, do what you do, and if it works, then you start to get paid, I guess you would say.
Absolutely. But the thing is, my biggest bit of advice for something like that is don't get frustrated with the subscriber count. They will come, but you should quit YouTube if it stops being fun.
Yeah.
That's just it. I mean, I could go from 1,000 subscribers to 40,000 subscribers overnight. If it stops being fun, I'm out.
Yeah, that's kind of the same way I felt about my old channel. I got to around 2,000 subscribers, and I said, I'm not liking the content that I'm putting out, so I had to say goodbye to that one and start this one. And I'm having a lot better time with this one because it's my content and it's actually what I like to do. So I understand where you're coming from right there.
And that's just it. It has to be fun above all. You don't worry about the money. Don't worry about monetizing. Don't worry about who's viewing you. Don't worry about how many views you have, what your watch time is, how many subscribers you have. It has to be fun. Period.
So I mentioned Superbrid earlier. We kind of gave a shout out to him real quickly, and I know that you and Superbrid have a nice close relationship. You're kind of like a mentor to him. How did you two meet and become friends on YouTube?
It was a really funny chance encounter because I'm also really good friends with Andrew over at Rothenium, who's known as Roth in our community. Mm-hmm. And I was actually hanging out with him in his stream, and Superbrid came in, and I'd never seen Superbrid before, but I was really just getting into YouTube at that point. Probably had like 30 subscribers to his 600. And you know, I'm talking to Roth, and I see a comment from Superbrid saying, I think I'm going to get rid of my channel and start over. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this guy has 600 subscribers. I've got 30. I'm busting my ass to get to 100, and he's just going to throw this shit away. So I was like, no, man. I'll tell you what, you don't know me from a hole in the ground, and I only have 30 subscribers, but let me talk to you about what I'm trying to do, what my vision is with YouTube, even though like I'm just brand new. Reach out to me on Facebook, and I brought him into our community that I was building with a couple of other very, 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 very small YouTubers at the time. And he bought in. He gave me a chance to show him how fun it could be. He started streaming. He started streaming before I did. He was inspired by Roth. I was inspired by Roth and Superbrid. But then he started having fun, mm-hmm. and now he's just broke 1,400 subscribers,
which is awesome.
The other day.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he's been killing it. So I'm just glad that he stuck with it, and gave me the chance to say, hey, you know, don't kill your channel. There's ways you can pivot. You're still small enough of a YouTuber where you can change complete directions of your content and get away with it. When you're in the hundreds of thousands, or even the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers, you can't change direction without really hurting your channel. But when you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, probably up to 5,000 subscribers, you could probably change your content and get away with it pretty well if you don't change it too much.
Right. Yeah, I think that's sound advice right there. You know, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you still have that chance to change it for a while. You know, you're not stuck in the same rut.
Without question, absolutely.
Because I when I started Yummy the Ferret, it was really just a backup account for my old channel, which is why a lot of the videos that are on the very early parts of my channel they were all uploaded the same day, and they were all from my old channel. And I really wanted to do something different with it, and something that I enjoyed to do. And I'm not a Let's Player. I'm a stream. I can live stream pretty well because I'm good on. I'm Johnny on the spot when it comes to catchphrases and stuff like that. The people who follow me will know. But I can't do Let's Plays for shit. So I found a gateway in the podcast and in the live streaming, and I've been really enjoying it.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you. I've been in your streams, and you're a very good Let's Player.
Well, thanks.
I enjoy your streams.
So you have your currency going on in your live streams with the tech points, and
Yeah.
I took that cue to implement my own Ferret points, and what I've been doing with mine is you can now earn. If you get 1,000,000 points, you can actually get a free T-shirt from me. And I recently put up my T-shirt designs on my Twitter just to kind of advertise them. Do you have any plans for doing anything like that with your channel, like putting out maybe merchandise or doing something fun with the tech points or anything like that?
That's a great idea, by the way. I haven't really thought that far ahead. The tech points were implemented initially to cultivate retention, and it's been very successful with retention for sure. I find that giving away points like it's going out of style actually keeps people in, because once they run out of points, they either leave or they start hounding you for more. So I'm very very liberal with them, but strategic about it. Like, I'll give away 250,000 points for every 10 subscribers we get.
That's great.
But in terms of giveaways for points, I haven't really thought that far ahead, and I think that could, based on the way that I give points out, reward points for milestones and checkpoints for us, because I really look at my channel as our channel, not my channel. I've got people that have 70, 80, 90 hours of watch time in my stream, according to Fussbot, which is actually more, because if they go inactive for 5 minutes, it doesn't count the watch time. So I've got people that probably have over 100 hours, maybe 2 or 3 of them that come to mind right off the top of my head that have over 100 hours of watch time.
That's incredible.
So what happens at that point is, if I start, I would have to do some sort of ungodly point amount, like 100 million points to be able to do something like that. But what I have been doing in terms of merchandise, it's at the very, very beginning. It's not even infancy. It's more like conception stage. I'm getting a lot of requests, and it kind of built up. I have a Streamlabs donation page because it was requested. I have a Patreon because it was requested. It was nothing that I was planning on initially implementing into my channel, because it's all about just having fun. But I'm really big on listening to what the subscribers and the viewers are asking for. And that's not just saying, well, you want to donate to me? Okay, I'll make it so you can. It's more like, it's also in the gameplay as well.
Right.
So, with the Fallout 4 series that I just finished, that character that I used in the game was built by the community. We used votes on Fussbot. We had conversations in chat about that, and we built it up based on what everybody wanted and what we voted on and whatnot. So it was really fun. We're doing the same with Skyrim. But now I'm getting requests for T-shirts and whatnot. So that's one thing that I'm working on. But how to implement points into rewards, that's something that's been really sticky for me, and something that I've thought about a lot. I just don't know how to implement it without having to be more judicious with the points.
Yeah. I had the idea for the T-shirts before. I don't have too many subscribers right now, but before people were earning tons of points, so I was able to reset all the points without too much feedback that was bad, and I was able to get kind of build everyone, because player 2, he had over 1,000,000 points, and it was 1,000,000 points to get a T-shirt, and I was like, well, you earned them when I was giving them out willy-nilly, so I'm gonna have to reset all these so that everyone has a fair fighting chance.
Right, I can understand that for sure.
So
that's just how it is, it's okay, and the thing is, your viewers understand that. If you're going to start something new and you're on the up and up and communicate with them ahead of time, then there shouldn't be a problem with that. Plus, it is your channel, your decision, what you do with it. So, end of the day.
You just said that you were playing Fallout 4, which pretty much was the game you played up until you got to your 1,000 subscriber count there. And
yes.
So now you're restarting Skyrim, because before you... What's the reason for rebooting the Skyrim live streams, I should ask?
That's actually a really good question. So when I was playing Fallout 4, I was playing around a little bit with a second stream every once in a while in the evening. So I would stream, initially I was streaming from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, doing 2-hour streams here and there. Then it kind of got up to 3 hours. And then I'd take a break and I'd come back at 11 p.m. or midnight. But I ended up finding out that I was streaming in a time that wasn't very ideal for me. So what ended up happening was I was getting a lot of subscribers that weren't going to come back during the day, and really the daytime, like the evening or late afternoon is the best time for me to stream. So what ended up happening was when I finished Fallout, and we went through everything. We went through the storyline, we went through the side quests, we went through both major DLCs. We didn't do the vault building, and I tried the settlement building, but it was just boring me to death. But at that point, I had gone from a little over 200 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers with this group. And this group was not all in that stream in the late night. So I got rid of the late night streams just because we're very busy. I've got 3 kids. My wife is a stay-at-home mom that homeschools and whatnot. So it just wasn't ideal for me to be streaming that late.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was when we finished Fallout, I was like, you know what, let's just start over with Skyrim right from the beginning. I didn't get that far into it in the first place with Skyrim before. I'd only done 5 or 6 episodes over like a 3-week period. And we just did our 10th episode last night. So, and we're building up now. Also, when you change games on YouTube, it seems that you kind of lose a little bit of ranking as well. So I did 46 episodes straight of Fallout 4 in that time slot. And we got, we start to, get 20, then 30 and 35, 40 people in stream. And it really topped out. The day we hit 1,000, we had 61 people in stream. And it was insanity.
Yeah.
To the point where I did like a 35-second slow mode. Which pissed some people off, but I'm okay with that because it's important to me that I'm responding to comments and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then when we finished the series and we went to Skyrim, I started back at like 18 to 22 people in stream at one time, then 25, eventually. And as of last night, we were probably averaging about 35 people in stream again. So it takes time for it to recover. And if you have that type of consistency with your schedule and everything like that, that means that I'd have to go at 11, 12 o'clock every night if I wanted to keep that growth and consistency going. And that's not sustainable for my lifestyle or my family's. So I figured it was best to just start over, gain the subscribers from the beginning with this playthrough, and go from there. Because there are still people that were coming for the late night one that are coming back for the earlier one.
Well, that's good. That's great. Yeah, I think going from Fallout to Skyrim is a nice, easy transition too, because it's the same developers. It's kind of got the same kind of play style there with the RPG elements. It's just you don't have guns or anything like that.
Exactly, and I've got close to 1,000 subscribers off of the Fallout playthrough. To completely change direction and go like Frogger or something like that would kill the channel.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of wean them away from Fallout with another Bethesda game, and we'll go back to other Fallout games and whatnot because that's the stuff that I love to play. But at the same time, I didn't want to just completely hardcore change directions and possibly lose 300 or 400 subscribers because I'm not playing a game that is like what they wanted anymore. And even if it was, that's okay. But fortunately, these are the games that I like to play, so it works out well.
That's great. Final question for today. I just got it right now, actually. So you're a big Fallout fan then, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How would you react coming out of a vault and seeing that the world is just an apocalyptic shithole?
Apocalyptic shithole. I love it. Man, I don't know. I mean, so if you have played Fallout 4, little spoilers, your character he's been frozen in time for 200 years. Yeah. I think the fact that when he figured out what was going on, I think I would be more like kind of like, what the hell is all this shit?
Right.
Not realizing what's going on, but at the same time, finding out that I was frozen for 200 years might fuck with me a little bit too. So I really don't know how I would react to that. That would be pretty terrifying, depressing, realizing that your family's gone and what you would witnessed and what's going on around you, and then of course, the first time a death claw comes up to you, what the fuck is that? Because it wasn't there when I went to sleep in this pod.
Right.
So I think it would probably be like a bad nightmare, don't you?
Oh yeah. And what about if it was more like a Fallout 3 type situation where you were born in the vault and you're stepping out of the vault after everyone says, no, don't go out there? Like, would it be a different reaction from you?
Oh yeah, it would be probably more like, because you're raised to hear about things, but also when you're raised in the vault and you get out of the vault, I mean, you could either perceive that, it's not nearly as bad as people were saying in the vault all these years, or Jesus, I should have fucking listened. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react to that one, but I also think I'd get tired of the same people over and over again, the same community 100% inside a vault for 18 years as well. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be
there's only a
insane.
finite amount of space there before you get overpopulated and there's no place to move around. So
Yeah.
I think it might be a breath of fresh air at that point.
Yeah. A breath of fresh radiated air.
Absolutely.
Good
Gotta
for
love
the
those
lungs.
rads.
All right, well, that's all the time we have on the podcast for today with MazTech Gaming. I just want to thank Maz one more time for joining me on the podcast another time.
No worries, man. No worries. That was my fault. So
We'll both take the blame. I don't want to push the blame on one person or the other. Like I said, all of his social medias, they're going to be down in the description. YouTube, Twitter, check him out. He streams daily. He has a very tight, regimented schedule. Well, not regimented, but he has a very nice schedule going on right now. He's a great guy to talk to. You join his stream, you're going to have a good time. You're gonna go there for the gameplay, but you're staying for the personality, and that is Maz. So, Maz, is there anything else you want to say before we end the podcast?
not really, other than the fact that I appreciate you inviting me onto your podcast. I'm really looking forward to hearing it, and I wish you success in your channel as well. And I'm looking forward to watching more live streams from you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. I am your host, as always, Yemi the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.